The series starts with a young boy riding his bicycle around town. The boy, Wayne, stops when he sees a bunch of bums smoking on the pavement. Wayne just stares at them without saying a single word. The bums start bullying him. One of them throws a rock at the silent boy, but what Wayne does next surprises everyone. He picks the rock from the ground and uses it to break a window. The owner of the store gets outside and the bums inform him that Wayne was the one who did it. The owner starts smacking Wayne around until he believes that the boy has had enough. But then, Wayne gets back up, grabs the rock, and breaks yet another window with it. The owner is puzzled, asking Wayne if he is insane. The boy does not give him an answer. He just turns around and walks away. Later, Wayne returns home to his sick father. A girl named Dell knocks on his door to sell him some cookies, and Wayne is super fast to open up. Dell finds his reaction to be weird. Their first chat reveals that Wayne's father is fatally ill. Dell walks around the neighborhood selling cookies, but instead of buying one, Wayne invites her inside the house. After making sure that she is going to be safe, Dell follows him to his room. There, Wayne acts like himself, asking the girl if she wants to be his girlfriend. Dell checks how tall he is to determine if he would be a suitable boyfriend. Wayne wonders if he passed the height test, but Dell says it doesn't really matter and just asks him if he is going to buy some cookies. Wayne exclaims that he has no money, thus, he can't buy any cookies. Dell grabs her bag while telling him that he has to go get some money and then go find her. One day later, Wayne returns to school with the thought of making money. He intends to sell some Crocs to his mate Orlando, but somebody has stolen his stuff from his locker. Wayne barges into the principal's office demanding to get his stuff back, but Principal Cole has no idea who stole them. He sits Wayne down for a pep talk, recognizing that his father's work is what made him sick. However, Wayne does not have to follow in his footsteps, running around trying to make things right. But as soon as Wayne walks outside, he sees two bullies messing with Orlando and his crush. Wayne steals a trumpet from another student and smashes the bully's face with it. After getting some money, Wayne finds Dell to buy some cookies from her and they become a couple. Suddenly though, Wayne is attacked by his potential father-in-law. The man takes his daughter away and orders his two sons to teach Wayne a lesson. Wayne is knocked out by them and returns home once he wakes up. The boy has a talk with his father and it is revealed that Wayne's mother left them when he was 5 years old. However, his father reveals another detail. He had bought a unique car, but it was stolen from him when his wife left with her boyfriend. Every few years, her boyfriend sends him a picture of them with the car to taunt him. The father says that he wanted Wayne to have this car, but he can do nothing about it now. Later, the father dies and Wayne sets himself on a new mission. After burning their rented house down with his father inside, he breaks into Dell's room to ask her if she wants to go to Florida with him to get a Pontiac car back. Dell is all in since she hates her family. Wayne takes her out of the house by throwing a TV at one of her brothers, but the other one follows them outside. Dell kicks him in the nuts from behind, but they also have to deal with her father. After Wayne shoots some fireworks at him, the two of them grab each other and exchange punches. At some point, Wayne headbutts him and then bites his nose to finish him off. Then, he jumps on his motorbike with Dell and they are ready to start their adventure. In the meantime in Florida, his father's rival gives the keys of the Pontiac to his son Reggie as a birthday present now that he is becoming an adult. Wayne and Dell have a long road ahead of them, so they have to get some rest. After camping in the woods, Wayne hunts a rabbit and roasts it for Delaware. Although she tries it, she thought this meat is chicken. When she hears it's a rabbit, she snaps at Wayne and demands to get some proper breakfast. Elsewhere, Dell's father, Mr. Lucetti, visits the police station to report his daughter's abduction. The sergeant named Steven is a bit out of focus today because he is worried about his health. After filling out a form on his computer, he tells Lucetti that he is going to find his dog. Lucetti corrects him, but Steven doesn't even care. Lucetti takes a look at the sergeant's computer and realizes that he has been filling out a form for an appointment at a clinic. Meanwhile, Wayne takes Dell to a store to grab some breakfast. Dell asks about the car's address, but Wayne replies that he has no address. He only knows the city where the car is located. Dell tells him that she has to get to the bathroom after hearing this, but then calls his name to ask him to buy her some tampons and sweatpants. Wayne runs to a nearby pharmacy, where he witnesses a guy harassing the girl who's working there. As it appears, the girl has not replied to his messages and he is annoyed. Wayne decides to take action. He traps the man to a pole and breaks his bike to pieces. Then, Wayne returns to the store to meet with his girlfriend, but Dell is nowhere to be found. Soon, Wayne sees her walking down the road and follows her. Dell is disappointed in him because he does all kinds of crazy stuff, but he was unable to buy her the things she needed. Dell leaves him and asks him to let her go. But then, Wayne meets two guys and shares his story with them. The guys tell him that he has to go after the girl because girls say things they don't mean. She might have told him to let her go, but in reality, she wants him to go after her. Wayne makes a run for the bus station and tries to cut some time by running through a field. This field is protected by a weird guy who doesn't like trespassers. He shoots Wayne with a salt bullet and then ties him up in his warehouse. In the meantime, Dell tries to buy a bus ticket, but she is rude to the clerk, who happens to be the waitress from the previous restaurant doing a second job. The woman has had enough and starts fighting Delaware. After they are done, the woman shares her sad backstory. Then, she prompts Dell not to give up on Wayne before giving him a chance because the two of them might have something good going on. Dell changes her mind about Wayne and the cashier takes her around town to find him. Dell accidentally finds the two guys who met Wayne and they point her in the right direction. At the warehouse, the guy's crazy girlfriend challenges him to a game, saying that they will let him go if he wins. All of a sudden, Dell bursts into the warehouse with a chainsaw and wreaks havoc. Wayne causes a distraction while Dell injures the weird guy. Wayne jumps on him and finishes him off with a few headbutts. The weird girl gets a hold of her boyfriend's shotgun, but the cashier decides to help the younger couple and knocks her out. Even though they are safe now, there is another development back home. Wayne's former landlord goes to the police with an envelope. Wayne had given him an envelope full of insulting messages, but he included a picture as well, probably by accident. The picture depicts his mother with her boyfriend. In the back of the picture, there is a mail stamp pointing to Florida. Now the sergeant knows where the boy is heading, but so does Mr. Lassetti, who tells his sons that they are going on a trip. While the two young adventurers continue on their way, they decide to spend the night at a motel. However, this motel is a bit different because it accepts only male guests who want to sleep with the women who offer adult services there. Wayne tries to buy a service, but the woman tells him he is too young. Then Dell gives it a try because she knows there is nothing money can't buy. After offering the woman a hefty amount of money, she allows the kids to stay in the motel. The next morning, Sergeant Stephen and his boy Jay from the police station visit Wayne's school to learn more about him. Stephen realizes that all of the kids are afraid of Wayne because he keeps beating them up. Nevertheless, Orlando explains that Wayne actually protects the rest of the kids and he only beats up those who deserve it. Wayne has a sense of justice inside of him. Remember the windows he smashed at the beginning of the series? He did that because that guy cheated on his girlfriend, who happened to be the nurse looking after his father. Later, Orlando steals the keys to the teacher's bathroom and joins the principal while he is in the toilet. Orlando was worried about Wayne, suggesting that Cole and himself go to Florida to help him. The principal tries to talk his way out of this crazy idea, but Orlando proclaims that Cole has nothing better to do. He has no family, no friends, and no plans. He doesn't even have a pet now that his fourth dog died. Soon, Orlando brings his grandma to school and the principal finds it amusing that she would allow her grandson to go on a trip that might get him hurt. Back at the motel, a bus with a few youngsters pulls up. A guy named Tag introduces himself to Wayne and Dell, saying that his group is on a tour. To make things more interesting for themselves, they explore all the weird motels they find on their way. The group invites them to have fun with them as they have prepared cocktails. The day leads to a game of truth or dare, where Wayne picks truth. Tag asks him a question, but he doesn't like Wayne's answer. He believes that the boy is lying. Then, Wayne gives Tag a crazy dare, but the latter is afraid to do it. To prove that he is legit, Wayne does his own dare. He steals a bike, breaks into a room, and then uses the bike to jump into the swimming pool. Elsewhere, the principal is informed by the police that his dogs died because somebody poisoned them. Sergeant Stephen did his job and found out that one of his neighbors fed antidepressants to Cole's dogs. Cole goes to a kennel and buys an aggressive dog that nobody else wants to have. Then, he goes back and unleashes the dog in his neighbor's house to get his revenge. Now that everything is settled, he calls Orlando to tell him to get ready. They are about to travel to Florida. At the motel, the owner calls the police and the young couple has to leave. The cops look for them all around the motel, but the lady helps the couple hide under a mattress. When it is safe to come out, the couple pushes the mattress up and proceeds to get their stuff. Dell realizes that the lady who offers adult services has stolen their money, but they have no time to get it back from her. Therefore, they jump on their motorcycle and escape. Meanwhile in Florida, Reggie is enjoying his new ride along with his father Calvin. All of a sudden, an elderly couple bumps on them with a van. This infuriates Calvin, who prompts his son to grab something that can be used as a weapon, and the two of them start smashing the van. The young couple comes up with various ideas to spend their days while they are on their trip. They have even found a house to spend the night, take a bath and wash their clothes. Of course, this house is not rented or an Airbnb. The couple starts running around like crazy when they hear that the realtor is bringing a couple in to show them the house. This only means that the kids have broken into this house illegally. In the meantime, Jay and Steven are getting ready for a trip. They have asked the service to get their rest days, and they are going to use them to go after Wayne. Jay wants to wear his uniform during the trip, but Steven explains to him that they are going to work off the clock. Wearing the uniform would be inappropriate and illegal at the same time. Elsewhere, Wayne and Dell indulge in some daydreaming. She asks her boyfriend what kind of house he would like to buy. Wayne doesn't even imagine buying a house since they don't have money to cover their basic needs. For example, they need to buy gas for their motorcycle to continue on their journey. Dell sees a few men standing at a spot, so she tells Wayne that he could go work with them. These men are doing day labor, which means that they are waiting for somebody to pick them up for some construction work. Wayne could work for a day, get paid in cash, and use that cash to buy some gas. As for Dell, she can look around and try to sell some of her stuff for cash. Wayne stands with the rest of the workers until a guy pulls up and asks for a few guys to work for him. Wayne follows the lead of the other guys and goes to work with them. Wayne is not particularly good at this line of work, so the manager tries to find something for him to do. He sends the boy to break a wall down. Wayne does what he does best and starts destroying the place. However, when the boss comes in, he notes that Wayne is smashing the wrong wall. One of the guys working on the spot, Ramon, saves Wayne. He tells the boss that he instructed Wayne to break this wall because of the mole. The boss eats the lie, but he is still stressed out, ordering everyone to get back to work. Later, the workers have a break and Ramon shares his food with Wayne. He also talks about his family. His wife and kids live back in Mexico while he is trying to make some money in the United States. Wayne talks about Dell, but he has no idea how things will go between them. Ramon gives him some advice that every man needs to hear. He says that Wayne should just listen to her and nod, without trying to fix anything. When the day is over, the manager pays Wayne before he turns around to join the other workers in the van. The manager tells him not to join them because they are illegal immigrants. The boss has thought of a trick for them. He is going to drop them off in front of the foreign department. This way, the immigrants will start running so they will not get arrested and sent back to Mexico, which means that the boss will not have to pay them. Wayne does not like that at all, so he decides to take action. He steals the boss Challenger and drives after the van. He gets the car in front of the van and forces the boss to stop. Then, he gets the boss out of the van and pins his hand on the vehicle by using a construction tool that pins nails on the walls. Finally, Wayne opens the back door so the immigrants can come out. The workers wonder what's going on until Wayne explains to them what the boss was going to get them into. Ramon and the rest of the workers thank Wayne before running away. The boss yells for somebody to help him, but nobody cares. Wayne gets back in the Challenger and drives away. The story takes us 1 year back in time. Dell is having a fun time with her mother, Donna, in the pool, trying to teach her how to get upside down inside the water. When the two of them rest on their sunbeds, Dell talks about her big plans at school. She wants to go for class president, but she is not sure if anybody is going to vote for her or if they even like her. Her mother proclaims that nobody is going to like her. She has her nose in the books all day. She prompts her daughter to flirt with the lifeguard instead of studying. Then, she says that they can get whatever they want, and she calls the waiter to showcase this skill. She orders 2 pina coladas and asks the waiter to charge it in a random room, giving the name of the woman who stays in that room. The mother says that sometimes you don't have to be yourself to get what you want. However, the waiter calls the security guard because the woman Donna has been impersonating refuses to be charged for stuff she did not order. This leads to a confrontation as it is revealed that Donna has stolen the woman's purse in order to convince everyone that she is her. Donna takes Dell away and they return home. Now we see that Dell's relationship with her father was completely different back then. Mr. Lucetti was happy to be with Donna. He was practically a different man. He even warns his wife not to make Dell a con artist like herself. The next day, Dell gets to work and tries to get some votes from the other students. Her way of doing that is to link herself to good acts. For instance, she informs everyone that they could donate some blood for the hockey team's goalkeeper, who was seriously injured during a game. Then, she also tells some students that she is going to let them copy the math assignments from her. While all of this is happening, her best friend comments on the fact that her mother is going to help Dell become the school president. To be honest, Donna does not have the best reputation in town. After school, Dell waits for her mother to pick her up, but her father appears instead. Dell wonders what happened, so Mr. Lucetti replies that Donna was not feeling well. Later that night, Donna seems a bit off and spills a beer over Dell's poster. Lucetti gets angry because Donna promised to help Dell, but she is doing nothing at all. As he leaves to enjoy a beer alone, Donna starts helping her daughter. She hypes her up by saying that Dell can do anything she sets her mind to. The two of them prepare a speech together and Dell delivers the speech the next day at school. Unfortunately, nobody is touched by her speech even though Dell tries her best. The problem is that everybody connects her to her mother, who is known to be a drug user. When Dell gets back home, her father informs her that Donna left them and she is not going to come back. Then, he hints that Donna is dead, saying that the police told him it was an accident. Dell spends a few days in sorrow as she has no intention to become the class president anymore. She visits the pool her mother used to love and jumps inside, holding her breath for a long time. The lifeguard jumps inside the pool to pull her back up. Later, Dell attends the blood donation and sees many students there. One of the girls who have been mean to her pays her condolences, but that only makes Dell angrier. She pulls her tube out and hurts the girl, leaving her a bloody mess. Then, she does the same with the rest of the students and crosses off her presidency poster with their blood. That night, Lucetti finds his daughter covered in blood inside their living room. Dell is not the person she used to be anymore. As the days go by, everyone is looking for Wayne, and Delegate Lucetti and his boy are filling up with gas since they still have 9 hours of travel to make it to Florida. A guy with a fancy car comes to mess up with them, complaining that Lucetti cut him off earlier on the road. Lucetti is not a guy who will stand there and listen to those complaints, so he soaks this guy in gasoline. Then, he lights his smoke, sending a message to the guy. The guy backs off, pleading for his life. Lucetti eats his cigarette and tells the guy to be careful on the road before leaving with his sons. As for the young couple, they are inside a pizza restaurant waiting for some guests to leave their table so they can eat their food. They achieve their goal, but something strange happens when Wayne has to hit the bathroom. The vice principal of a high school barges into the pizzeria with his security guards and starts yelling at the kids. Dell tells him that she is not a student at his school, but the vice principal lives in his own little planet. Dell resists the male security guard who starts searching her backpack, but then the female security guard helps him and grabs Dell, taking her away. When Wayne comes out of the bathroom, the pizza employees tell him that his girlfriend left for school. Wayne tries to run after her, but the school bus is already leaving. At least, Wayne is able to see the name of the school. Later, Dell is put in detention and she manages to make some new friends. Wayne finds the school and he barges in with his motorcycle to get Dell back. The female security guard tries to stop them, but she has no chance of doing so. The couple chills near the school and they are soon met by Dell's new friends. They invite Dell and Wayne to the school's spring dance. Wayne does not like the idea, but Dell would like to get some time off the pressure they have been putting up lately. The girls take them to their house so they can try some better clothes on for the dance. Seeing that Dell is really happy, Wayne starts thinking that he is ruining her life. He decides to go to give her some space. Dell goes alone to the dance while Wayne meets a wise guy in a pizzeria, who convinces him that he should not give up on true love. Love is about sacrifice, just like an old guy is doing with his old lady. He hates mushrooms, but he always orders his pizza with mushrooms so he can take them off from his slice and give them to his wife. Wayne finds Dell among the other students during the dance, seeing her speak to another guy. Wayne gets jealous and squeezes his fist, but this time he tries another approach. He takes center stage and starts dancing before asking Dell to follow him. The rest of the students like him for what he's doing. Wayne takes his girlfriend outside to tell her that he is feeling a bit guilty, wondering if he is holding her back. Dell proclaims that she has no idea what they are doing, but whatever their future holds, she wants to be with him. Suddenly, Dell's family appears and they attack Wayne. Lucetti wants to get his revenge on the young man, who is outnumbered. He tries to fight back, but Lucetti's boys hold him while the father beats him up. Thankfully, one of the kids sees what's going on. He notifies the rest of the students and everybody comes outside to help Wayne. Now Lucetti and his boys are outnumbered. In fact, the students attack them like a swarm of bees. This buys some time for the young couple, allowing them to get on their motorbike to ride away. In the meantime, Jay watches the Lucetti family beating up Wayne on an Instagram video because one of the sons was streaming the beating a few minutes ago. Now they know that if they find the Lucetti family, they will get closer to finding Wayne. As it appears, Wayne and Dell do a U-turn to go back to their friend's house. Del is worried about him because this time he is more injured as compared to any other past incident. Despite this, Wayne doesn't want to go to the hospital because there are people looking for them, including the police. The girls offer Wayne some medication, but he does not like them because he is against taking drugs. However, the girls force him to take a pill because he really needs a painkiller in his condition. The next morning, Del wakes up in the tub and sees Wayne staring at her with a smile. Wayne is not the guy who smiles a lot, but the pills have affected him. He even tells Del that she is beautiful for the first time since they met. Unfortunately, the mood is ruined when their friends barge in the bathroom because Jenny's father is home. Wayne behaves like a totally different person and would love to introduce himself to Jenny's father. Wayne talks to the man, who is very happy to see his daughter with a boy since he has been having suspicions that she is homosexual. Wayne has no control over his tongue, so he clarifies things. He tells the man that his daughter went to the dance with her girlfriend while Wayne went with his girlfriend Delaware. The man is sad to hear that and just lets them be. Meanwhile, Lucetti has been taken to the hospital and Stepahan pays him a visit. Steven wants to know what he knows, but Lucetti prefers finding his daughter on his own since the police did not do anything till now. Right outside Lucetti's room, Stepan has a talk with Jay, who had a problematic relationship with his father. Although this is true, Jay still loves him just because he is his father. Steven assumes that the same might be true for Del, so he asks the local sergeant to make an exaggerated announcement on the news. The sergeant announces that the man from Boston, Lucetti, might die after the beating he received. Wayne listens to this announcement while he is in a grocery store, which might complicate things. Wayne can't hide this from Del, so he tells her everything about it. Even though Del doesn't care initially, Wayne tells her that saying goodbye may feel cathartic. Del fixes a cocktail for her father and then visits him in his room. Lucetti asks her if she is going home, but Del asks him back if he is going to die. When Del realizes that the police officers made this scheme to catch her, she starts running. Steven goes after the couple and corners them in the magnetic examination room. He tries to talk to them in order to convince them to give up. However, the magnetic resonance caused by the MRI scan device causes all metals to move. Wayne reaches for his hammer in his pocket, but that scares Steven, who pulls his gun out. The MRI scanner magnetically pulls his gun out of his hands while Wayne uses that same magnetic force to release his hammer in the direction of Steven's head. The couple escapes once more, running outside. But Jay sees them and goes after them. Jay sees Wayne on his motorcycle and manages to catch up to him. Jay pulls him out of his bike but realizes that Wayne has given his clothes to another guy. After all that traveling, Wayne and Del finally arrive in Florida. They stop at a gas station to grab something to eat, wondering what can they get so they can share it. Fortunately, this store offers free coffee and they can get some. In a twist of fate, Reggie with his boys and his father stop at the same gas station. When Wayne walks outside, he fools around with Del and they spill some coffee on Reggie's car. Wayne is surprised when he takes a good look at the car. This is not just a car. This is the car he is searching for. Reggie walks outside the store and sees the spilled coffee on the Pontiac. He orders Wayne to clean it up while the latter feels some strange emotions. Wayne seems like he is about to fight, but he changes his mind and cleans the car. Then, the rest of Reggie's crew come outside and they leave in the Pontiac. Wayne tells Del this is the car they are looking for. Del wonders how come Wayne let them go, but the boy walks into the store to get information on Reggie and then comes back out to take Del away. In the meantime, Orlando and Cole are getting nearer to Florida, but the principal is in a very bad mood because he needs to eat. Since they are having a bad time finding an open store on Sunday morning, Orlando guides Cole to an adult dancing club so they can get a meal. Later, Wayne finds the car and Del informs him by using the cables under the steering wheel. However, Wayne gets distracted when he sees Reggie partying. He walks toward him, grabs a 6-pack of beers and starts busting them one by one. Reggie doesn't like that, so he calls a tall guy to take care of Wayne. Wayne falls on the ground when he is punched, but then gets up and he uses the single remaining beer to hit the tall guy before finishing him off with a headbutt. The noise upsets a woman named Maureen, who comes to see what's going on. The woman is surprised to see Wayne, revealing that she is his mother. Maureen invites everyone to a peculiar family meal where things get really uncomfortable. Maureen acts like everything is fine. Del gets angry and verbally attacks Maureen while Calvin tries to keep everyone calm. On the other hand, Reggie tries to get into Wayne's mind by acting all sweet around Maureen, whom he calls mother. Later, Reggie takes Wayne to see his car as Calvin emerges under it. He takes some time to talk with Wayne, who blames him for stealing the car from his father. Calvin claims that the boy has the story wrong. According to him, he just took the car from his father when it became a burden for him. He has the paperwork and the keys to prove it, which means that the car is his. During the day, Maureen seems to be very happy. She shows some old pictures of Wayne to the couple, having a fun time with them. Wayne is overwhelmed with emotion and seems to be smiling, but Dell does not share the vibe. Maureen takes them to buy some new clothes, but Dell wants to put her in trouble, so she steals something when she realizes that she is on camera. The guard stops them to check her backpack, but Maureen convinces him not to press charges. Elsewhere, Orlando gets Cole in trouble in the dancing club, but this situation bonds them. Cole yells at the boy, who doesn't get sad but rather expresses that he kind of liked it. His grandma has dementia and she rarely pays him any attention. We are all human beings and we need to be loved. That night, Dell tells Wayne that they came here to take the car, but he is stalling. She asks him about the real reason for being here, but the boy can't answer the question. The truth is that it just feels good to be near his mother again. Dell understands his feelings, but she tells him that Maureen already left him once. She does not really care about him, and if she gets the chance, she would leave him again. With that, Dell proclaims that she can't stay here and leaves. Dell spends the night at a community pool, trying to relax on her own. The security guard approaches her to ask her if she is thinking of committing the unthinkable. When Dell informs her that she just needs some time, the security guard allows her to sleep there. The next morning, Wayne has a talk with Reggie, who is still trying to appear like he is Maureen's beloved son. But as soon as Maureen comes into the house, she tells Reggie to go outside and clean the mess his pet has caused. When they get some time alone, Wayne is gradually exposed to the other side of the story. His mother recounts for the old times, saying that Wayne's father was a very difficult person. Various people around the neighborhood decided to move just to be away from him. She felt so repressed with him. Calvin is far from perfect, but at least he allows her to be whoever she wants to be. Later, Calvin finds Wayne hanging some shelves in his TV room because his mother wants to put some candles on them. Calvin speaks to Maureen about it, making it clear that Wayne has to go. Maureen wants to give Wayne and herself a chance. She was young and things were different when she left him. Nevertheless, Calvin believes it is too late for her to try to be a good mother. He gives her an ultimatum. Wayne has to leave their house or else Maureen will leave with him. Maureen tries to tell Wayne that she is leaving because she has to give a presentation with her candles. Wayne wants to help her out and doesn't get the real message here. Maureen has no choice but to tell him that he has to go. She would let him stay here if the house was hers, but it is not. Wayne is infuriated. He breaks all of her candles and then tries to drive away in the Pontiac, but Reggie sneaks up behind him with a knife as Calvin comes to get him. Elsewhere, Cole crashes the car in an attempt to avoid a stray dog walking in the middle of the road. Since the car is unusable, he takes Orlando and the dog to a bus station where they see Dell beginning for some money to buy a bus ticket. As soon as she sees him, Dell hugs the principal, even though she finds it a bit weird he is here. Back in Calvin's house, he has tied Wayne up in his warehouse and he is about to give him a hard time. Out of a sudden, Stephen and Jay arrive asking questions about Wayne. Calvin reveals to them that he has the boy while Reggie knocks Jay out with a single punch. Calvin asks Reggie to bring the truck while Stephen enters the warehouse to fight one-on-one against Calvin. As he gets undressed, Calvin reveals that he was a teacher in Thailand before he became a policeman. There, he was framed for a murder he did not commit and was thrown into a brutal Thai prison where he had to fight for his life every day. As the two of them fight, Stephen uses his Muay Thai style. Calvin is hard to beat, but Stephen gets some help from Wayne's leg to finish him off. Then, Stephen clarifies that he has already given Wayne a chance and he is not going to give him another. Wayne is under arrest. Wayne is taken to a police station in Florida. Stephen comes to see him as he brings some of the boy's personal belongings. The sergeant takes his time to speak with the boy, saying that if he cooperates with the authorities, they will send him back to their town. Wayne considers his town nothing more than a cemetery since there is nothing for him there. However, Stephen asks him to rely more on his relationship with Delaware. He tells the story of his own father, who loved to ice skate and he was very good at it. It was the only time he enjoyed in his life. But then he had to stop skating because of what his family and society expected him to do. The lesson he tries to teach Wayne is that he has probably not worn his metaphorical skates. He has never allowed himself to enjoy life or experience something good. This is ironic since everything Wayne does, he does it out of love, even though he is brutal and mostly uses his hands to help others. In the meantime, Dell and her company visit Maureen to ask her about Wayne. She informs them that Wayne got arrested along with Calvin. Dell wants to get the keys of the Pontiac, but the car has been taken by the police. Soon, the police station almost empties because there are many wild animals on the loose around town. Reggie paid a visit to the guy who sold him a baby alligator and released the rest of his animals. While Steven drives around, he realizes that many policemen are on the streets. This makes him wonder who is guarding Wayne. Back in the police station, Reggie walks in and has a talk with a goofy police officer, asking to get his car back. The officer can't give him the keys because the car is considered evidence. Despite this minor setback, Reggie knocks the officer out and grabs the keys. However, he turns around when he sees Wayne handcuffed. Reggie seems to believe that he has to kill Wayne because he is never going to stop coming after him for the car. Wayne doesn't care about the car anymore, but Reggie attacks him now that he has the chance. After receiving a few kicks, Wayne starts fighting back until he pulls the drawer of the desk off. Reggie is in big trouble now since Wayne uses the drawer as a weapon. Although Wayne hits him good, Reggie keeps coming back. The two of them get ready for another round as they both land some shots. At some point, Wayne delivers an aerial kick and sends Reggie through a door, but the latter comes back once more. This time though, he manages to get Wayne on the floor and trap him under a piece of furniture. Then, he grabs a gun and is about to smoke Wayne. Thankfully, Dell appears behind him and almost chokes him to sleep. Reggie recovers once more and pins her down on a desk, but now it's Wayne's turn to save his girlfriend. He grabs his hammer and knocks Reggie out with it. Dell helps Wayne get to the car and she takes him away. Dell wants to tell him something but warns him that he doesn't have to say it back to her if he does not feel the same way. Dell tries to tell him that she loves him, but Wayne says it first.
Wayne, I fucking
love you, Dell.
Suddenly, their car is hit by a pickup truck and Mr. Lucetti with his sons appear. The kids are injured, so Dell's brothers manage to take her away. At the same time, Lucetti cuts Wayne's nose in order to give him a mark. Wayne loses his love as her family takes her away. The police arrive at the scene and Wayne is taken away. A week later, Wayne is taken to a prison and he is put in a cell. But when he is alone, he brings Dell's necklace out of his mouth, indicating that nothing is over yet.